So working with a TEM vendor is a commitment. What's the implementation process like, and what's the time commitment for the potential client that signs on with somebody like Valicom?
Sure. A lot of times managers are worried that their team is going to be overburdened with interacting with a company like Valicom's teams. And so what we do is we have a very precise timeline mapped out from our years of experience that is the most efficient, that works for the client. So a lot of times people will say, well, we don't have the time to collect all these hundreds of invoices over the last year or two. The contracts, we're not sure where all of the contracts and the paperwork reside. And so we will work through a letter of authorization on the company's behalf, and we will go and download or upload those contracts and invoices, all the relative information for our clients. So all the burden of collecting the data and doing the data entry and putting it in another portal, all of that is taken on by companies like Valicom. So the team is supposed to be relieved of that responsibility and the manual tasks and the analytics of it. And so what we do is we collect all that data right directly from the carriers for them. We populate the software and we train them on how to use the software. And so the whole idea is the software is intuitive, so it can be used as somebody would logically think through that invoice process. And then our expertise is added to all that information and analyzed and provided with recommendations as to how people maybe optimize or benchmark or continue to reduce their infrastructure expenses.
So when a company like Valicom comes in and works with a client and they find 30%, 40% of savings, all of these savings, it can't look good on the IT department's behalf or the people who were originally managing that. But I know it happens. It's just the name of the game. So what would you say to a team that really does see the value in TEM, but they don't want to look bad?
That's a great question. We have run into that problem all the time. Sometimes upper management makes the decision they're going to outsource it, and then the people that Valicom has to work with are intimidated, they're resistant of that change because they're worried for exactly the things that you just talked about. And so really the approach that we take with that situation is we're providing a tool, kind of a feather in their cap down to the front level person dealing with those invoices and those expenses every month, that we're going to make your job easier. We're going to provide the ability for those people to do the analysis instead of spending time on the manual functions and the more laborious type tasks.
Tedious.
They can actually let Valicom do all the grunt work, and they can spend more time on the analysis. And so when people say, well, we're afraid of our job if you find something we didn't, the reality of it is we're never looking to replace those individuals. Those individuals historically have been reallocated to higher level tasks within the company. And so they leverage us as an extension of their team, and we provide the manual labor by automating the process if we're able to through our software, and by providing them with the expertise of the years of experience that we have.
Okay.